Good day, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. The time has finally come. All this time has culminated into this very moment. The moment we've been all waiting for. GREENTOP Gardens. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Edition. So, this build is as complete as I possibly can get it without sacrificing some huge rendering issues. And I honestly do not have any more time to be spending on this. So I had to cap this off at 12.6 times the build limit. So basically what this place is kind of like a hyper-realistic villa for all of the soul elects to go to when the game has finally come to an end. This is where they go to celebrate. So I will take you on a little tour. The billboard here, well, I'll just take you on the exterior tour first before we start explaining things. So Liberty Prime is there. But yeah, I'm getting some rendering issues here on the outside. Not all these buildings are complete, obviously. And that's why I had to stop, was because of the rendering issues. And the reason this one's rendering so difficult, with some great difficulty rather, is that there's a crap ton of rocks there and obviously these shrubs. So that is why that's kind of having a hard time. Well, that's supposed to be closed. This was the original house that I ended up covering over. Yeah, we'll go on a more detailed tour once we get going here. The rendering isn't atrocious, but it was starting to get really bad, which is why I decided to cap it off. And there's really not much, see, look at that. Really not much point continuing when I can't even complete the whole thing anyways. It being around 12.6, I would easily need another 5 build bars to get it done. It still wouldn't be done at that point. I would need probably about 25 times the build bar to get it as detailed as I wanted to. So that's having some difficulty rendering. But once we get up close, that's not bad. So let's just continue our exterior tour. Forget how long ago I started this project. It was almost a month ago. There's easily at least 150 hours in here, and there would probably easily be another, I'd say 80 hours left in order to detail everything, get it all done. I did detail some areas, but even the areas I detailed really isn't at its full potential. You see that? I never used to do that before, so that's why I had to cap it. Okay, so let's just take you in to the main entrance. Well, the main entrance is actually that entrance there, but we have it closed off at the moment. So, now I wanted to do the white, or not the white, but the tan wood paneling all the way across. But I obviously couldn't get it here because that went straight up to the building limit. And also that went straight up to the building limit, so it was too tough. The build board I tried to fix. That's as best as I can fix it without, really revamping it, and I can't scrap it. I don't like using that mod. It's not even close to being finished, but I just put the Rocket Girl there, just to give you an idea of how I would be dressing it up. So we come through here, which is our east-west entrance. We are met by white power armor. So again, I wanted to put wood paneling along here, but I couldn't fit anything here. And actually the workshop area ends here for some odd reason. So it's kind of screwy. So this is one of our entrances. V-shaped. Either go there, or we can go here. So what you would do, would be the entranceway for the guests. The guests would come through and go into the guest meeting area. So the guest meeting area is basically, well, let's put it this way. Souls come here to enjoy an experience in the material realm. Well, not necessarily to enjoy, but just to experience the material realm. So they come here as their true authentic selves, and then they basically come here to experience that which they are not. So that is why they come here. They come here to experience not being immortal, not being true love beings, not suffering to something that is limited, such as a human, through suffering and all that stuff. So it is to experience that which we are not. So you would come through here, the authentic souls, in kind of a material world. And then you would basically register, come in here, Boy Scout and his dog, talk to the mistress, and she'll set you up. And this is where you type in, well, where you get your blank avatars. Everyone gets a blank avatar. And then they come here filling out their history, etc., to give them a backdrop of what their actual story would be like when they actually enter the role playing. Because the world is but a stage, and we are all actors that play upon it. Everyone has their role. I'm just kind of going with what the flow tells me here. So yeah, I did all these up. I did all the ground with grass. I layered all the bordering with the shrubbery. One thing that we weren't able to get done, well, let's explain these. These are all tree buildings, tree huts. So we have a royal oak going all the way to the center, and I'll take you through some of those. This is the main atrium, which we cannot get finished because we're out of building space. Someone left a 2x4 behind. Yeah, that was quite lovely to do. Again, another area that soaked up a lot of rocks. So the main atrium is connected to this building, which I'm not sure what we would have made this building in. Probably another water pump room, to be honest. We have anywhere you go in the build is going to be picturesque. And then this just connects to the atrium. So let's go to the atrium here. This was quite a joy to fit in. This is all custom. And by custom, I mean using the Place Anywhere tool. So let's go back through here. Just allow me to grab some water. Okay. And the side pops over to, again, the middle section, which connects these two buildings. And the reason I connected them was because I didn't like how flat this building looked. So I had to connect these two. It actually kind of has the Pantheon look, where you have the geometrical in front and then the circular in the back. Kind of like squaring the circle. So we'll head down here. Go up to one of our tree huts. But basically what I did was put wood paneling in floor, and then just meshed it into the tree. So I never built tree huts before, so I decided to build 5 of them. So we'll go up here and up here. And none of this is going to be finished on this area. I got started, but it's not quite finished. Only 2 of the tree huts are fully finished. A little bit of grading so the rain can get through. try to zoom the camera in slowly. And then we will go up to the second floor, up to the first floor rather. That's what it looks in the middle like, very girthy. And back on down. So that's basically the front. Now none of this is decorated. I did manage to get the wood paneling over there, but none of this is actually decorated. And I would definitely be decorating that, but I'll show you how I'd be decorating it after you see some of my other stuff. So this just wraps around. This is the original greenhouse, which I was going to make into a farm / dancing hall. Like I was going to have mud fruits lining all the exits or all the walls here, and then make this into a dancing hall where all the guests afterwards can have a big waltz or dance or tango or whatever. But you can't have any music without a dance. So I purposely lined up these triangular things. Actually, I didn't purposely, I lined it up, it just worked out that way. Because I actually didn't even have that in mind. Like I did not know, from the beginning of the build, I had no idea that I was going to be putting that in. It just happened to work out that way. So it's a great picturesque view all the way around the tree, or not the tree hut, but the greenhouse. So then we come back through here. There's a tractor for mowing the grass, and this would be considered the main entrance. I put the ramp there so that the tractor can have an easy way to get out. We have a sentry bot guarding, so it's going to become nighttime soon, which is perfect. But yeah, I don't want to add anything more because that's pretty much as much rendering issues as I want to cope with, and it got worse. Like it was alright yesterday, but somehow between now and yesterday, and even though I only added like 3 or 4 objects, it has gotten way worse. I'll explain this afterwards once it's nighttime. So this would most likely be residential, I'm thinking. Because I would definitely need more areas residential. And then that would go to the top, but we don't want to go to the top quite yet. This is another area. This reaches out to the north entrance. And to our tree huts again. To offset the white, I put the cream in there. So there wasn't too much white in this build. But the white and green are definitely God's colors, which is why I put them in here. And then this just wraps around. There should be some white paneling here, but I didn't have enough room for building space. So this would probably be Hell's Kitchen. I would turn this into a cooking spot and maybe something else. I'm not sure. But again, this is all custom. I like the iron glass, or steel glass, white and green. All gives it a beautiful look. Let me come down here rather. And then this would be a second atrium, but I was thinking of also making it like a seating area. I don't know, some sort of congregation area. Again, unfinished, but I can't do much about that. Not while I'm in this game. That's when the other entrance is. This is incomplete. I would have put those columns along here, and by the columns I mean those Roman columns that I had up front by the marquee. So this is our south entrance with a sentry bot guarding, and again slope steps for easy access. It was quite a pain in the butt to replace all this with the green. We go into here. This is our main water pump station. Got the two hot water storage, or two storage tanks for potable water. We have our boiler. So we put a campfire there, then just meshed in some glass, which is actually a Merkelurk vat, but we made it into a boiler. Another storage. Our construction guy working. Little low vault. We only have 3 pumps in here, which is why I wanted to make that other room by the atrium have 3 more. Then we come out here, which is kind of like the celebration area or the waiting area, party area. So we have all of our player characters here, all of our soul survivors. We have an Assaultron for bartender. Oh, I gotta get rid of that. That was my break time. This would be our fusion room, power room, with a couple Mr. Handys here. I would have liked to have put panels and instruments here, computers for operating these, but again, I could not do that. Nice view of the water pump station from outside. I don't want to take you there yet. So actually, let's go through here. Go this way. Nice view from the bridge. Planters here. So these are the columns that I wanted to put up that other entranceway, because that other entranceway is incomplete. So I tried to make these look like the crawling leaves, and that's pretty much the best I can get it. It would have been nice to do all the white in the crawling leaves, but I don't have 25 times the build limit, unfortunately. And we are now out of time. So I do love the look on this during the nighttime. I love the angles here. It goes straight up, this way, up, this angled, straight, angled up, and then off. So it has a nice flow to it all the way up. So we will go through our adventure way. Take you on a rooftop tour here shortly, but not until I explain more about it. So the Liberty Prime is just a statue there of so basically you're looking at statues of what would be inside the game when you actually start. So even though these statues aren't they're lifelike, but they're just not animated right now. They don't get animated until the building gets energized and turned into a holodeck. Because you can consider this entire structure one gigantic holodeck. When it's just like this, it's normal, but when it's energized, then the entire structure becomes part of the game. So what you would do is come in here. This would kind of be like choose your own adventure. Come in here, and then the Joker's always there. The Joker and his friendly pet. So guarding here, you have the police with the dogs on their leash, as well as some more dogs with some undercover agents masquerading as the humans that they're unleashing. So this area here, this is the main residential area. This floor would be residential. This floor would be residential. As you can see, I got it started. There would only be 2, maybe a maximum of 3 beds up here. So very spacious. So just something that I cannot complete, unfortunately. And this would bring you up to the roof. And get a daytime tour view as well. This is what I did with the billboard. If I could, I would place those a lot better, but it looks run down anyway, so there's not much point. Would have been nice to finish this area up, but I could not do that. I was out of space. And every single entranceway is capped off with one of these rooftop entranceway units. So you have a couple of directions you can go, the bridge, or this brings you back down here. And this is on top of the guest area. So what we can do, we can go back up here, trying to get some good views. I also would have added doors in here as well, sliding doors, but again, I just don't have enough space. I do love the fact that you go through these branches through here. So this is our main hub. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible exits, and then the downstairs, which is 6. Go this way, which brings you all the way across to the other side of the GREENTOP, whatever that's called. I forget what it's called because I can't think. Yeah, even this is very incomplete. I would have liked to have put benches there. Greenhouse, that's what I was looking for. I mean it lined up well enough. Not too bad. I utilize these bridges as much as possible. Since I've never used the wood bridges, I kind of went crazy on the bridges. You might also call this the build of the bridges. And this would go all the way across. Here to the other opposing bridge. This is our north entranceway. And this is our north bridge facing south. These are the 4 power armors of the apocalypse. We have our tree, Yggdrasil, and the actual flat plane that we call our construct. This is on top of that other water pump room that we're going to put in there. So I would have made this another water pump room since it's attached to our main atrium. So let's go back up here and get a different view. I'll try to make as many views as possible because everywhere you go in here is just extremely picturesque, so it really doesn't matter. Let's hop down to the main entrance on top. That is our main entranceway. I love the polished sheen that the glass gives, but it is pretty straight. It's just off by about a degree. down. Some good views from the greenhouse as well. Okay, let's show you the main gaming area, because that is what this place is all about. So again, this is incomplete. I would have had benches there. This part's complete now that I put the hedges there. Let's just walk on down here and give us some ambiance. Let's go to our weather modification station, which is up here. I gave it a Doctor Who kind of look. Let's get the setting right for our game. Go. So I figured since I had that mortar there since the very beginning of the project, or almost since the very beginning of the project, that I may as well just leave it there and make it into the weather modification station. Okay, so we can go over here where the sign is. So I tried to fix it up as best as possible, but not having to scrap everything, I had to deal with this as best as I could. The scrap and everything is just building this big, you'll run into some serious issues. Every single building has double stairways to meet fire code, as well as two opposite facing doors. And this would also most likely be residential. Like, I'd want to make at least 30 beds. That turned out alright, and here we have puberty slime. Alright, let's check out one of our other places here. Yeah, this is another, whatchamacallit, residential area. Oh, I put double doors there. Silly little me. Yeah, you can look, I put the rocks back here just to give it some depth. Otherwise it would not have made sense. I didn't mean to put two doors there, but I guess there is now. And this is where we have our player characters, the Joker, the two police again with the dogs on the leash, and the two operators. Try to dress this area up as much as possible. We can go up there later. Let's get to the main area. Let's go through here first. Here would be a working station, so I put some power armor things there up top. I'm not sure, maybe an office or something. Who knows? I never had any time to complete it. Very picturesque no matter where you go. And again, to our main player character area, gathering area, where they're kind of inside the game, but they're out of the construct, and then they can observe. So this is the heart construct, where we are experiencing everything that we are not. From this vantage point, you can view the TVs to see where the player characters are in their adventure. So you have direct view of what our player characters are doing inside the game. Some more seating areas. And we've explained this. I would have liked to have dressed this up with more donut stuff, but I don't have that mod installed. And also, the donuts are representative of the toroidal field that we are living in. So let's go through here first. This is also incomplete. I would have liked to have put something to, make that more even. Some greenery or something, I don't know. But it's a nice vantage point wherever you go here on the build. No matter where you look, everything is picturesque. So we come over here. This is one of the only pictures on site, and that picture represents fun and joy, celebration. The game has finally come to an end. And this is our custom gaming house. This is where all the magic happens. So the player characters, which are our eternal souls, get an avatar. But they're not yet in the game. They're outside of the construct. So they come in here. You are met by another dog called Blondie. He meets you there. This is the World Cup. Great balls of fire. So I mesh those in. Then we have Ada as our bartender. What do you want? Order quickly or I will destroy you with my red beam. Hurry up, damn it, I don't have all day. Missy, that's 4 scrambled eggs. Make it quick, these customers are annoying me. We have the bankers on the run. And this is our player characters. Still in their soul bodies, still aware of their true essence. Ready to go in the game. They're not quite given an identity yet. And that's another one of our hear no evil, see no evil. He's not facing the camera? No! Come on, darlings, I don't have all day. The game's gonna start in 15 minutes. Are you ready? Are you gonna order or not? So you go over here, make some last minute adjustments to the history of your character. You can view what's going on in the game through here. And then we go on yonder. This is where the beginning of the game starts. So you have all your choose your own adventures of Grognak, Cometh the Trickster. Or perhaps you'd like to play Astoundingly Awesome Tales by Evasion of the Zatans. Maybe some Atomic Command. Free holotape with this issue. Be the first on your block to avert nuclear war. Grognak, Jungle of the Bat Babies. And then this, a little Baphomet statue. We have the Unstoppables, D-Capitalists, Hubris Comics. Can our hero stop Dr. Brainwash? Who knows? There's Baphomet. This is one of our washrooms. I don't have a door here because I can't, when I put the sliding door in, for some reason it won't let me open it, so I had to leave this. I was going to put curtains in, but the curtains are too long. So this is the original house. I was going to end up actually just capping it here. I was actually originally going to try to fix it, then I said screw it. Then I originally was going to build over top of it, and I decided to fix it up. And then once it was fixed up, then I was like, well, I might as well fix this part up and open it up. So that's what I ended up doing. So I'll explain the trapper here in a bit. You have another choose your own adventure, Astoundingly Awesome Tales, the man who couldn't stop time. Cleaning area, because cleanliness is godliness. You cannot meet God unless you are clean. Couple urinals, crappers, and of course I'd have doors there or a curtain. Now, without further ado, Let us go into the advanced Dungeons and Dragons room, which we aptly call the Wake Master's room. So this is the Wake Master's room, where you play Choose Your Own Adventure, where the player characters here play a board game, but anytime they meet a scenario, they actually go into the game and live out that scenario. Sometimes aware of what they are, sometimes not aware of what they are. Where they are free to make any choice they would like. This is a world where dreams come true, good or bad, are the decisions you will make, and you will make them for your sake. But in this game, the choices that you do make, in the Wake Master's eyes, they're all the same. So here the Wake Master would sit down. He has complete access to the game. Even him, once he's inside the game, can get lost in it. He's the director of the game, but he is not the producer. So that is that. I tried to dress it up as much as possible. I wanted to get something here to cover the roof up, but I don't know. I think this is a pretty badass gaming room. Although, try to dress it up as much as possible. I kind of try to make it as D&D-ish as possible. There's the Wake Master's two dogs, faithful companions, Blondie and Buster, or Buster and Blondie. Very friendly dogs, but when they're in game, they become the hounds. Because they can be your best friend in game, or your worst enemy. It all depends on how you choose to play, but at their nature, they're the most loving creatures in the world. And then through here is the washroom that you are allowed to use while you're playing the game. But say if the Wake Master causes vomiting amongst his players, then a couple of them have to go, because this door would be closed while the game's playing. And so with this one. So no one can leave until the game is done. So if anyone needs to use the washroom, say if these two are being used, they have to exit the game. But now they are still in the game, even though they think they're outside. And if they go to the washroom, they meet the trapper. And they have a 50% chance of going to the washroom successfully. But the other 50%, if you fail, then you get trapped for 5 minutes inside the washroom. And you go into another adventure before you're puked back out into the game room. I do thoroughly enjoy this picture, because it very much looks like the Calgary shoreline. Like this looks like Lion Park, Lionsgate Bridge, I forget what it's called. Just capped off with something different instead of having lions on it. Superheroes in the sky. Got a couple TVs here so you can watch. But everyone's all in character, just as it should be. You can notice some of the debris from the leftover house, which is kind of cool. And then you exit here. So let's just close the role-playing house. Here I decided to put some wood paneling up to cover up where the workshop is. So we'd have our workshop at Chem Station and the laundry room. Our soul avatars are here. Again, before they take on an identity. They know their true selves, they know their true being. So they haven't received an identity yet, which they will be given once they get inside the game. Over here is just a workshop area. That's where I have my chem station. armor, weapons, etc. And then we have a stolen fuse box here. So we have some more seating area up top. I love how everything's interconnected. And another area for our player characters to relax after the game is done with their own personal Mr. Handy as a bartender. A jukebox. Sure you'll need something to play. Excellent. And this is a little keypad where either Mr. Handy or the player characters can order what they would like. We got a swan here. And then this goes right out front to our main gathering area. And let's pop up to, actually, let's go back down here. And this is where the magic happens. This is where we energize the holodeck. Because first you energize the player character role-playing room to become a holodeck, but eventually the whole structure becomes the holodeck itself, and everyone participates no matter where you are. So these are the engineers behind the show. Kind of like what you would see in the Mr. Truman Show. This is what you would have. The people behind the scenes. And then this just leads outside here. I did want to put a statue here, but again, I did not have the room. I was able to finish it off nicely enough. So again, the Joker with his dog, the two police with the dogs on their leash, and then the two operators, aka agents, with the dogs on their leash. So let us show you what the hell part of side thing, what the hell side of things are. So this is to represent basically the characters inside of the construct. So these would be statues, they would be unanimated. And this basically shows the scenes of what the construct, the story is, how it's supposed to evolve. So you have nature fighting non-nature. And then over here, all the creatures. So you have the 4 power armors of the apocalypse. Red, black, blue. And then you have the main world tree, Yggdrasil, before it was cut down. And these are all the different, whatchamacallits, crises or challenges that you'll face inside of the construct. Real or imagined. In this game, it is all the same to the Wakemaster. So we have some more tree huts, which are indeed, this one is complete. And we have our Queen Matriarch. We have these just to represent any hidden dangers that might be inside of the construct. So basically, I made it like a still frozen version. This would basically be like the after party. Once the game is all finished, said and done, this is where the souls go to, you know, celebrate and participate, the game being done after such a long time. We go up here. And this is what it would look like completed, although I would have these flowers on flower pots. But it's very picturesque, no matter where you sit down. Quite gorgeous. We take a look at our second atrium. And they go back down. Yeah, this is all unfinished. Not even close to being finished. This is also unfinished. I think I might have put some... No, I didn't even put shelving in here. So you can imagine how detailed the build would be if I got to detail it as much as the actual advanced Dungeons and Dragons role-playing room. Like all this is unfinished too. back on out. As far as turrets, this settlement is really not a settlement for normal humans, or for humans that are not awakened to their true essence. That's another tree hut that'll be unfinished. I wanted to keep it wood. I was gonna place these anywhere and cover that up better, but there's not much point. If I can't finish the build, there's not much point fixing up anything else. But yeah, it's picturesque no matter where you go, and it would be even more so if I was able to finish it. Like, there wouldn't be a square inch of this build that you would not enjoy looking at. All the white walls would have the green grass crawling down it to help drown out the white a little bit more. And you can go up to floor number 1. Where is the other floor for this thing? Huh. Oh, there it is. That's right, I had to put those two on that side. And I started to get the shelving in here, but I couldn't do anything more with that. So if you want to know how I built this, all you have to do is look at some of my older videos, because I have about 30 live streams on this thing. Right from the beginning up until the very end. So our water pump room naturally has some of these. Shoot, I should have had a railing there, but that's fine. Actually, I probably would have placed anywhere another hedge there. It looks clean, but it's just, the build's not as clean as what I would have liked it to have been. And this is just windows going through. Oh, that's not meshed in properly. Oh well. Player characters and their costumes. So let's show you the interconnectivity of this base. This is this was the first tree hut that I built. Again, this is very unfinished. This would be another meeting area. However, I could not finish it, quite obviously. But it is done somewhat. It gives a nice overview of the project. The reason that's glitching right there is because it's meshed too far in with the green. I'd have to pull it out a bit more, which I'm not going to bother doing. Actually, what I think I'll do too is build some stairs going up so we can get a nice 360, because even I haven't seen a good 360 of this build from up high. Let's go to the bottom floor of the tree hut. Our little doves keeping watch, keeping guard. Innocently, but diligently. This is the first tree hut because you can notice it's just barely enough for him to fit in. It gives a nice view of the build. So lots of surface area to build things, but just not enough build space. This is by one of our entrances. So it'll give a nice outlook of the whole project. I made this place as green as possible. I mean, it is called GREENTOP, right? So I took that quite literally and built a GREENTOP. All the entranceways are custom done. By custom, I mean place anywhere. And this is the first build that I use place anywhere. And it will be the last build, because I do not think I'll be building past this. I think my building time here in the Fallout 4 world has come to a complete end. I tried, but no one seems to enjoy my creations but me. So there's not much point building anymore, is there? Just friggin' fabulous views no matter where you go. Just sheer beauty in this place. If God were to have a garden, this would be his garden. If God were to have a garden with limitations, this would be his garden. Let's get a good picturesque view. So each one of these, with the exception of that one, I don't think this roof was too difficult to put in, because that was actually my last final green house that I installed. But this roof and that roof here are both custom. They were a mega pain in the asses to get in. Not this roof, but that one right there. Yeah. So it looks just beautiful wherever you go. It's great going down all the pathways. See, look at how much surface area I still have for decorating. And again, I wanted to do all the walls with the crawling leaves or the crawling branches, whatever the F they're called. But yeah, this place isn't even close to being done. Like, by the time I was done with it, it would be unrecognizable to where it is right now. Well, it would still look the same, but it would look much, much different. It would look completely dressed up. So where shall we go? We can go over here, down over here on top of the guest area. But we need to get back on the roof. No problem. Let's just go through the atrium, through our double conjoining windows from our Pantheon looking building. Going right back up here. And we're back up on the roof. Oh, but I need to get to that building. No problem. Let's just go through here. Down here. And we're in one of our residential areas. Oh, damn, I forgot something on the roof. No problem. Let's just either go down here or down here. One of these two. And down here. Oh my god, it looks beautiful. So if you all want some building lessons, I'm free for consultation once the game has come to an end. Let's go back up here, up here, up to this one, another swan, and we're back up to the roof. Up here, over here. 2 swans, 6 swans on this one. Oh, could you imagine if everything was as decorated as the actual gaming room? Like I could really go crazy with this build. Oh, forgot something down below, no problem. Oh no, I left that up top. Okay, let's just go back up top here. Over here. All the way down this way. And over here. I think maybe what we'll do is build some rooftop units. I wouldn't really call this a city more so than I would call it a villa. And this goes down to our water pump room. It doesn't want to sit down. Uh-oh. I get it stuck. What's going on in there? See, from here you can either go back down or we can go back up. Let's go into this residential building here and go back down. And back down. And back down. Now that I have this, I would have actually placed this a little bit further back so I'm not blocking the door off. But these would all be unanimated statues until the whole build electrifies and the whole structure becomes a holodeck. Let's see, far too many rendering issues out here now. But not bad. Everything is so green. You can imagine what it would look like with all the wood paneling here. Then I would have lined the entire exterior with the green shrubbery and then having these point out. But in actuality, to do it properly, I would need another extra 50, 60 feet out of here to give it a proper perimeter. So the rock's under render first, which is nice. It keeps the rest of the build somewhat intact. Maybe this would be like an out-of-bounds school bus adventure where you go out in the wasteland and play your adventure games. Everything outside of the build is subject to entropy. Hence the decaying corpse in the bus. This would look so sweet if it was actually complete. Like, yeah, it looks cool, but it would look even cooler if it was complete. Like, it never did that before. What the fuck? I never unrendered that building before like it is now, so that's why I had to put a hard stop to this. It's because of that. I would have put wood paneling along there as well. Let's say the V. I love it in here. It just looks fabulous no matter where you look. Alright, let's build some scaffolding and see what it looks from some aerial overhead views. Where would be a good spot to start? Actually, probably over here. Maybe right here. Yeah, let's build some scaffolding here and see what an overhead view of this thing looks like. Let me see here. We need wood. I was gonna say I should have done that before the build, but that would have not looked good, having scaffolding up in the middle. And I'm not wasting my time making a video. Oh, everything's so fresh and clean. Okay, let's try that one more time. Anytime now. Okay. Our stairways to heaven. All you have to do is build, and they will come. Alright, I've never even seen it from this high. Wow. Holy crap. Wow, that's a lot of work. It's not rendering that properly. You'd have to go down a bit more. Now it's rendering it. Wow, we're very high up. There's the 4 power armor of the apocalypse. There's our billboard, much higher than Liberty Prime. Puberty slime. I don't know, it's kind of rendering it. Yeah, it's rendering it now. There we go. Oh, it's not rendering. Let's pop down a few floors here, because we are a little bit high up. We'll build some scaffolding on the other side as well, so you get a view from that area. You can see the build line. Yeah, I would need the build line to even have the build line double expanse, and I could really dress up the outside. But you cannot do that while we're in game. We'll have to wait until the game ends to build mega structures like that. Okay. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, that's better. Now the buildings are rendering. Oh. That's why I had that much white, because now it looks uber green. Man, that's incredible. That's a lot of effing work, yo. top of the second atrium. Top of the tree huts. Yeah, that turned out uber well. I cannot believe it. Well, I can't believe it, actually. In the very center, the greenhouse, acting as a food house, food production, as well as a dancing hall. Okay, let's get down here. Let's try building some scaffolding on the opposing side. So we're entering workshop here. Wow, that entranceway looks sweet. Huh. I can take various. I have that mesh too far in if it's doing that. Wow, that's gorgeous. This roof is custom as well. Almost everything in here is placed with the Place Anywhere tool, including all the friggin' grass. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Wow, that came out really well. Incomplete, but it still came out well. Beautiful. Let's go to the other side. Re-entering workshop mode here. Oh, we've been streaming for an hour already. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna cap this off soon. Didn't realize that I was doing it for that long. Time's a flying. Time's a flying, but you don't see me crying. Sweet. Okay. Let's raid this up. I want to end this live stream soon. Okay. Let's go to this side. Make some scaffolding so we can see the other side here. Probably on this platform here, I think we'll start it. Oh, what is it? Wood. Oh, what the hell? Floor is not there. This one. That's the one that we need. Oh, that's straight. Another stairway to heaven. I can't go that way. Let's just see if this is adequate or not. Yeah, there we go. Looks really cool from up here. Way better perspective. Oh, that sun is beautiful. Let's see if we can hop on that one. I don't think we'll make it. I don't think we'll make that. Ah! Okay, let's get rid of that scaffolding. And I think that should be it. It really sucks that I wasn't able to complete this, but that's okay. Actually, let's get rid of our scaffolding first, and we'll end it off with a rad storm. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's going into workshop here. And that shall, well, that shall end our build. GREENTOP Gardens Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Edition. Which has about approximately 150 hours of work into it. I would probably have close to 250 hours if I was able to decorate everything. But that is fine. Okay, so we want to go down. To our weather modification station. The Dr. Hugh telephone booth. Way better ambiance. Now we're in the gaming atmosphere ambiance. Probably should have lit up those swans as well, but that is okay. Let's do some views from here. Alright, I think that completes our tour. So what we'll do is that we'll go back into the Wake Master's room and finish off the rest of the game. And then we'll see you all at the celebration. That's the best part of completing the game, is the celebration. Strap yourselves in. It's gonna be one fun ride. happened to my... Oh, there's the pillow. The pillow got taken out. Well, thank you all for joining the game. It has been quite fun. It would have been nice to complete this, but it is also nice to finally have this game come to an end. Remember, in the Wake Masters game, good choices are bad in the Wake Masters game, because it is all the same. Alright, signing out. It's been fun. We'll see you all at the after party. Ciao. Let's get this going here for a little bit, just so the AI has something to clamp on. Oh, so I think that'll be it for Fallout 4 building. No more sitting around the house doing nothing. Time to get active and get out there, you know? Explore the world, see what it has to offer. So we'll end the stream in 15 seconds here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy game's over. See y'all. Have a good one.